I never thought I'd need a house. I lived in my last house, like I said, for 16 years. And, I made mistakes. And, before you know it was gone. And it was devastating.
You want to be a good parent, and you work hard, and you think that you're doing the best that you can, and then you have somebody tell you that you can't get a loan, and it makes you feel like you're not doing the best that you can.
Habitat for Humanity is a nonprofit home builder. We work with people in our community that can't afford to buy a new house in a conventional way. I got the chance to meet President Jimmy Carter a couple months ago, and one thing that he said is that he supports Habitat for Humanity because they are not a charity. They don't give anything away. The families are required to pay full price for their homes, and they're also required to help build their homes. And it's very important that people understand that we don't give homes away. In order to become a Habitat family, families apply. They have to have a need, meaning they're living in substandard, usually rentals. They also need to have ability to pay. We look at their income. They have to have an income because remember, we do not give these homes away. That's a big misconception of Habitat. And they also have to be willing to partner, meaning they're going to put between 300 and 500 hours of their own time into building their own house.
Well, it is not a gift. It is, but you have to work for that gift. And that, for us, makes it worth it owning the home. I think the sweat equity and all of that we had to put in the home is very important, because you become very attached to the home and you care about it.
When you make somebody work for it and you make somebody pay for it, they're more apt to appreciate it. And they are proud of these houses.
After the first year of the fear factor that I'm a homeowner has dissipated, then comes this pride of the home ownership, and I think that's really important.
Every day when I walk in my house, it's like I'm someplace else, because it's beautiful, it's safe, it's a really great feeling.
They're very simple, they're very modest homes, but we build them very well, and we build them to Energy Star standards, meaning they're extremely energy efficient. And the reason behind that is we want them to be affordable.
These are not castles. These are homes that are well built, they're protected homes, and they're big enough that you can put a family in it and they can be comfortable.
The rentals might be affordable to rent, but they're not affordable to heat. Even the government housing is the same problem. They're inefficient, cost hundreds of dollars per month to heat. Our houses cost hundreds of dollars per year to heat. And that takes the stress off these families.
And then renting, you have to have that $600 every time you need propane. You have to pay the bills because they won't just put $100 of propane in because you don't own the tank, you don't own the home. So it was really hard in that aspect as to have the money, to know that you're going to have heat.
A lot of times I would be able to catch it before it turned off, and the kids would go to school. And when they were at school, I just said I was going to run to the store, and I'd go get some fuel oil, and I'd pour it in there, and I'd know that we were good for a couple more nights, and that would be close. But when I had to do that over and over, there came a time, it's just like, here I am in the same place again, running diesel fuel so that the house doesn't freeze, so my kids don't see me. I was even embarrassed at the gas station, putting it in 5-gallon buckets because I figured they knew what it was for.
As a single mom, renting, the rent was always generally maybe $100 to $150 more a month than what I'm paying now for my mortgage. And then on top of that, the bills were a lot more. As far as propane, electricity, everything was a lot more. So when able to save money was almost impossible. So the opportunity that Habitat gave us was a chance to have a home because I wasn't putting every nickel and dime that I made towards the bills. The best part of the way that they build these homes is that they are so efficient. I mean, I can't even remember a time of opening the WE energy bills and going, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna be able to pay for this month. Because they build them so good that the bills are, I don't wanna say little or nothing, but in comparison to what I have paid in the past, it makes it very easy to live a comfortable life.
It's important to realize that these are just normal people. They're people that can't afford where housing prices have gone. We offer them a hand up, not a hand out.
I pay everything just like my neighbors do. I pay my mortgage, I pay my taxes, I pay for my garbage, I pay for my electricity.
I pay a mortgage, I pay land taxes.
If I want a driveway, that's all me.
We're proud to have the families that we have, and we're proud to have what these families have been able to accomplish. And we're proud that they're actually telling people about it and giving back so that other people can have that opportunity of home ownership.
You're not buying a home. You are partnershiping with a whole community to make something happen for that family. And that's very personal. It becomes a very personal thing with these homes that they are lived in with families that are going to make it.
Now here I am, and I don't know, I'm living in a pretty nice house that I can afford.
We need to start helping each other out.
The thing that blows me away about the group of Habitat for Humanity people, and what was slow to come to my senses, was all they want to do is build houses for people that need them. That's all they want to do.
Yeah, as a single mom, you think that maybe you'll never be able to move forward. You always feel like you're stuck in a rut. You know, like, I'm working every day, I'm working hard. Am I ever gonna move forward? And Habitat did that because it made it an ability for me. It made that now I can have a home, I can have a safe, warm, dry, happy home for my son. And that's what Habitat does for families. They enable that.
Thank God for people who want to build houses for people that need them.
They made it possible. So it's a dream come true. It truly is. For being a single parent, it's a big reality, and it's incredible. So the end result is now I have a home, and Tanner has a home.
I know that when I moved from my apartment on that last day on September 30th, and Brianna was in school, and I was going back and forth, bringing things from my apartment, you know, the lamps and the things that I had to make the extra trips in my van and my vehicle. But you know, when I went out and I was washing the floor, and of course your kitchen's right by the door, and I'll tell you what, honestly, when I was washing that floor and putting the keys on that windowsill, that's when I knew that my life changed. It wasn't necessarily at the dedication handing me the keys, it was, but when I shut that door, I knew my life would be different. That other door had closed and the other one was permanently opened. And that's where we are today.
Habitat allows families to break the cycle of poverty. This is only possible if you get involved. Please donate or volunteer today. By your donations, you can allow families to break the chains of poverty. Please donate and volunteer today. We have recently opened our Restore. It's in St. Croix Falls, right at the top of the hill in the old Fleet Supply building. We are open to the public for donations and for shoppers. Whether it's you're trying to clean out a garage or a basement from a project, or whether it's you're trying to finish a basement or a garage, come and stop by the store and check it out. And it's a thrift store, so everything changes from day to day, so you have to come back often. All the proceeds from the store go back into the Habitat program, help us to do more good in the local community here.